So, spoiler warning for Persona 3 Reload. If you plan on playing it at some point or are currently playing it, what the fuck just happened? I was freaking. What was that snap? Oh, it's probably just the water bottle. Damn. You see, this is why I don't script, because nothing goes according to plan. Anyways, back on track. Spoiler warning for Persona 3 Reload. If you're planning on playing it at some point or currently playing and you don't want any spoilers, I suggest you skip this video because I'm going to be talking about it and my thoughts and blah blah blahs, all that fun stuff. So if you're playing it or plan on playing it, I suggest you skip this, but it's up to you. Anyways, on to the video. Persona 3 Reload. It has to be one of the best games I've ever played. It was an experience for real. It has to have been the only game to ever make me shed a tear. Because it was just that good. So, let's just get into things I liked about it, I guess. So, first and foremost, the setting and like the theme. So the setting is, around high school, so you're a high schooler and blah blah blah. Doing high schooler things, whatever they do. And the whole theme is, as far as I'm aware, revolved around death. Which is a pretty dark theme, not gonna lie. Because, it's death. It's kind of sad or whatnot, supposedly. And that's the whole theme as far as I'm aware. But yeah, I guess you could pick that up from just looking at the game, any part of it. Nice thing is though, I do like how they don't tap dance around it or whatnot. They charge head first into the theme. There's no shortcuts. Well, maybe there is. I don't know. I didn't really notice any shortcuts, and that's one of the reasons it is probably really great. Is it heavily sticks to its theme of death and whatnot. It takes place over a year, which is a long time, but also not very long of a time. And it heavily or constantly reminds you that, hey, you only got a year. And at least by the end of it, it's hey, yeah, you might not make it to next year. Which is very kind of oh, that's sad. But that's one of the reasons it is so well written, is it sticks so heavily to its themes. And that is just great. Alright, next up, the core gameplay. To me, I thought it was pretty simple and basic, which is nice, because it was a pretty decent thing to as far as I'm aware, it was pretty easy to learn. It was just, hey, attack that guy with the blade. Hey, attack that guy with a bow. Hey, shoot that guy with fire. It's pretty simple, but at the same time, it's a little boring and basic. But I liked it. I thought it was pretty nice. Except Tartarus is the bane of my existence. That place was so boring and repetitive. If I never had to go there again, I am so fine with that. I did not like Tartarus at all, which is funny considering you have to go to Tartarus a lot the entire game. But it's whatever. Me personally, I didn't like it. Just like I said, it's boring and repetitive. Or at least in my opinion, it was. That's pretty much though the only gripe I had with, or the only thing I didn't like about the gameplay is just Tartarus and how boring it was. Everything else was pretty great. The controls in the game, like I said, are very simple, at least in my opinion. Now, I can see why that can get a little boring, because it's not all that flashy. I mean, it's flashy, but not as flashy as something like Persona 5. I don't know, I haven't played it yet. But yeah, I've heard, Persona 5 has the best gameplay, Persona 4 has the best characters, and Persona 3 has the best story. And I'd agree with that list. I haven't played the other two, but I'd agree with it nonetheless. And yeah, that's what I thought about the gameplay. It was pretty good. Just a little basic. Now, the music. Holy shit. holy, just damn, the music. It is so good. Like Full Moon, or was it Full Moon, Full Life, or something like that? Yeah, Full Moon, Full Life. That song is a fucking drug for me, man. Why do I always, I don't know. That song is so good. I could listen to it like forever. It is so freaking good. And then that goes for all music, like It's Going Down, Color Your Night, or whatever, and just all the other songs I can't remember the names of them as of this moment. They all go incredibly hard. And they're all used in the right situations in my mind. Like, I could listen to that soundtrack for like a long time if I wasn't busy listening to Splatoon music. But I can talk about that game another time. Now, the characters. Oh boy, dude, I love the characters. They are all so cool. Especially, I guess, she is so freaking cool. Like, an anti-shadow weapon, so basically robot comrade. Hell yeah. And just hell yeah, that's all I gotta say. She's probably gotta be one of my favorites in that game, other than maybe Koromaru, because Dog with Persona is just funny to me. Because how? Who knows? Like, explaining that to someone would probably be like, wait, what? How? Like, I don't know, man, but there's a dog with Persona. That's probably actually pretty normal for Persona. But yeah, all the characters were pretty great, and I think they all had good episodes and like arcs. And like, I don't actually know. The villains, I say they were pretty well written. I didn't really like the big betrayal. I didn't really see that coming. I kind of theorized it might have happened because I saw it in a short like forever ago before I started playing the game, but I didn't actually expect it because I'd kind of forgotten. And when it happened, I was like, oh, you bit. Like, it was crazy, man. The two main villain people, well, what are they, like the Strega people? Yeah, honestly, I just wanted to kill them. I found them annoying. I mean, don't get me wrong, they definitely, if they weren't in the game, I feel like something would have been missing, but at the same time, they were really annoying. They didn't really do a whole lot. They kind of just sat around and then eventually showed up and then just kind of left. So, if they weren't in the game, it would be missing something, but also they were, in my opinion, not really in the game. But hey, you know. And most importantly, we can't forget Makoto Yuki, aka, I probably said that wrong actually, aka the main character. He is pretty much just my twin. Like, or at least in my opinion, he's my twin. Hence why I'm wearing an avatar with him, you know, his avatar. I say he's my twin, like not in looks, at least I don't think so. More of just in personality, because like so many of the things he does or says in like things are things I would do or say. Like most of the dialogue options in like the social links are like something I would say if I was in that situation, or at least I think I would say those if I was in those situations. So, like I said, I've been called, he is my twin, so, you know, by the end of it, when he dies, I shed a few tears. I was like, no, twin, he's dead. Which, yeah, that's rough. Now, I know I already kind of talked about the story and the ending, well, like the story mostly, in like the setting part of this video, but now it talks about the actual story and the ending. So the story, I think, like, people say that Persona 3 has the best, like the best story out of the Persona games. If you just ignore the other games that exist. Persona 1 and 2, I don't actually know the stories of those ones, I know. But people say Persona 3 has the best story, you know, Persona 4 has the best characters, and Persona 5 has the best gameplay. And I'd say, I'd agree with the Persona 3. Can't say about the other ones. Haven't played them yet. I'm broke. But Persona 3's story is so impactful. I think literally after playing that game, it like changed my like just life after that or something. It was so incredible, and every part of it felt like it had like so much love put into it. The ending, holy. The last fight where you have to fight Nyx, basically death themselves, is insane. I did think that boss fight was a little easy, but that's just me. Probably should have talked about that in the gameplay. Oh well. Anyways. It was incredible. The fact that Makoto Yuki himself became the Great Seal, basically stopping Nyx and whatever from causing the fall, was incredible. Incredibly sad, don't get me wrong, but it was incredible nonetheless. And the ending where you and like, how do I explain this? Like by the end, before you fought Nyx, you and the rest of C's, so basically your pals, your friend group or whatnot, your comrades, all made a promise that if y'all survived, which y'all said you would, if you survived, you would all meet up on the school roof on the third year's graduation day. And technically, Makoto Yuki would have died on, like, what was it? The day, I can't remember when they did it, but the day they fought Nyx. Except through sheer willpower, my boy survived long enough to graduation day just so he could fulfill his promise to his friends. Which, that broke me, because that was like, damn, bro. That was incredible to watch. Incredibly sad, don't get me wrong, but incredible nonetheless. Like, I could go on yapping about it for like hours. I'm not gonna though, because I don't want to make this video too long. But yeah, it was just incredible to see. Every part of it was amazing in my opinion. Okay, now the flaws. Well, for me personally, I know it's like not a flawless game, but for me personally, I really didn't see many flaws in the game. Like, I looked up what some flaws were to add them, because they gotta add some flaws, be like, now the downsides, be like, but like, most of the things I saw, I'm like, well, I didn't really notice those. Most of them, the main ones were like, oh, how boring, or like how repetitive the Tartarus levels are, and I'm like, okay, yeah, I agree with that. That's what my thought was. It was very repetitive. Another thing being there is no Femsi, or what, Kotane is her name? I think so. There's no Kotane, which sucks, but yeah, it makes sense. Atlas did say they wanted to add her, but they literally couldn't, because they just didn't have the time to do that. So it sucks, because there were some other social links in if you picked Kotane, not Makoto, and that would have been cool, but it sucks, but it's fine. Maybe they'll add her in the future, who knows. But another apparently thing was how slow paced the middle of the game was. Me personally, I didn't notice much of a slow pace. I mean, I thought the entire game was a little slow, but that was because most of the games I played are just really fast, like Ultra Kill and Ultra Kill. Yeah, I don't play a lot of games. Or at least anymore, I don't play a whole lot of games. Or, yeah, you know what I mean. Anyways. So, that's apparently all the flaws. I didn't think there were that many. The only one I really thought of was Tartarus being repetitive and boring as hell. But other than that, yeah, I thought it was great. All of it. It definitely got way more right than it did wrong. But anyways, I know this was a bit different from my other videos. I say that as if I have a consistent like video style or whatnot. I tried to script something this time, and it's been, well, it went alright, I guess. But yeah. No, I know I didn't I was planning to upload this last week, and then I kind of just forgot and got busy. So that was my bad. So hopefully this makes up for it. If not, sorry. I'll try to stay more consistent by uploading randomness as we do. I just forget to charge my headset, so. But yeah, anyways, I played Persona 3 and I just really wanted to talk about it because that game was incredible. I'm definitely going to play it more times. I've only played it once. I need to play it more. I just haven't sat down and done that yet because that took me 100 hours to beat it one time. So, that's all I have. That's all I have to say. So, stay goofy goobers, and I'll catch you in the next one.